From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 10, powered by Kentaro and Nourish.
Welcome back. I'm going straight across to our Srinagar bureau chief Zeenat, who is at the site of the terrorist attack right on the outskirts of Srinagar, where we already had 2 casualties. She'll tell us more, and then we'll go into our report tonight. Zeenat, over to you.
Yes, Arnab, it is the Lashkar that carried an attack. They attacked armed police bus here in Zevan of Pantha Chowk, and in which the 16 people were on board, out of which 2 died and 14 are struggling for their life at the military hospital, which is some 1 kilometers away from this place. I'm reporting from the very spot of the Zevan, very sensitive zone, because it also comprises of the offices of the armed as well as the CRPF police. It is the Lashkar, because Lashkar also lost 2 of the boys in the afternoon in Rangret, and today, as per my sources, that the 3 terrorists are involved from the Lashkar. And Arnab, here is the full story as far as the Zevan incident is concerned. Where the Lashkar carried an attack against the armed police bus, in which some 14 police personals were on board. As my VJ for those is showing you the spot visuals, one can see this is the spot one can see where the attack was carried by the Lashkar-e-Toiba. In fact, the 2 police personals have lost their life in this attack, and other 12 are still being treated at the army-based hospital in Badami Bagh.
The windshield of a bus riddled with bullet marks. The seats and interiors of the vehicle soaked in blood. A policeman holding on to his colleague who has been grievously injured. These pictures from Srinagar attack come 20 years after the attack on the parliament. The Pakistan terror truth still stands. But there are some who want India to turn a blind eye to the Pakistani terror and hold talks with them.
अगर आप ये समझते हैं कि आखिरी बुलेट बंद होगा फिर हम बात करेंगे, वो बहुत देर हो गई होगी। ना हम लोग एटम बम डाल सकते हैं, ना वो एटम बम डाल सकते हैं। दोनों ने, मुल्कों ने अपने ईगो को भूलना है और रास्ता निकालना है जिसमें लोग बच सकें।
2 days ago, 2 policemen were martyred in a terror attack in Bandipora. At a time when Pakistan is using terror groups to ensure Kashmir bleeds, it's time forces are given free hand to go all out and make Kashmir terror-free.
Junaid Mattu is the mayor of Srinagar. And I'll just go across to our other guest, General Rakesh Sharma of the BJP, SP Vaid, former DGP JNK, Captain Alok Bansal of the India Foundation. I see Ahmad Ayaz there. I see Sajjad Hussain Kargili of the Kargil Democratic Alliance, Mohammad Aqib Renzusha. I'll come to all of you. But first, Junaid, this is now clear and open killing of Kashmiris. So, a couple of months back, we saw people who were not Kashmiris being targeted. And now there are just open attacks on Kashmiris. There were targeted killings of non-Kashmiris earlier. But now Kashmiris are being targeted. What is the response on the ground among Kashmiris, among people in Srinagar, to Kashmiris being killed and targeted, like today's attack?
There is obviously a sense of anguish and a sense of loss. And I hope that sense of loss that we felt at the killings of non-locals is also a sense of loss that should be commensurate with this sense of loss. I believe that people are angry. People do realize, and people have long realized that violence has absolutely no justification. It has no cause. And if you look at the numbers, most of the people, an overwhelming majority of people who've lost their lives because of terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir are innocent civilians or personnel of the Jammu and Kashmir police. So, this is something that we've been living with, and this is a wound that we've been, dealing with for a long time. And today's terror attack at Zevan is, yet another manifestation of the brutality and the ruthlessness of those elements of terrorism.
Yeah, but it's a wound that Kashmiris have been living with. It's a wound inflicted by Pakistan. That's what you mean, right?
Absolutely. There's no tiptoeing around that fact. Pakistan has used terror as a state policy. They continue to use terror as a policy of ensuring that Kashmiris don't see a dawn of peace. They don't live normal lives, that another generation of Kashmiris is deprived of their childhood, is deprived of opportunities of growth, employment, and advancement like their counterparts in the rest of the world. It is very evident. I don't think Pakistan
but Farooq Abdullah says immediately around the time of the attack, Farooq Abdullah says, let's talk to the killers. We must talk to the killers. He draws an equivalence. He uses an opportunity like this to say, let's talk to the killers.
Well, you do know, Arnab, that there are instances when Farooq Saab is in power and when he says that, we should bomb Pakistan, or when he says Kashmir ko, goli maro Kashmir ko. So don't take Farooq Saab's utterances for any ideological stand. These are things that he says. These are seasonal things that he says. He advocates talks with Pakistan when he's in the opposition, and when NC is in power, they remain muted about this. These are just desperate attempts to try and reap the political dividends of appeasement to terror, of appeasing instability in Kashmir. And Farooq Saab has been known to say something in power and something entirely different when he's not in power.
I was seeing the pictures of a policeman with his colleague fighting for his life. Heart-wrenching picture. I may want to just play it here if our producers can pick it up. And I feel, Junaid, that when these incidents happen, this particular group of people who advocate talks with Pakistan, a group of people, people who I call the human rights lobby, which strongly campaigns for Burhan Wani, Mannan Wani, all the terrorists, they want this visual. And I'd like to play this visual full frame, please, Anand, if possible, so that people see. They want this visual to go away. They don't want this visual to stay. Of one Kashmiri holding another Kashmiri, fighting for his life, targeted by the Lashkar-e-Toiba, targeted by Pakistan. They don't want this visual to stay. They want this visual to disappear by tomorrow morning. And that's why they put out these one-line tweets like Mehbooba Mufti does, terribly sad, my condolences, right? Omar Abdullah almost similarly says, terrible news, I condemn. That's it, and move on. Has to be a stronger response, Junaid, don't you think? There has to be a more straightforward response, don't you think?
Arnab, the irony here is that both these families are heavily protected by the same police force. That to me has always been the stark irony. The same young boys who protect you, who protect your families, when they are attacked, when they are killed, if you can't muster the integrity and conviction to unequivocally condemn that attack, at least do not mix any political overtures or demands or political ideological stances in that condemnation. If you can't be unequivocal, don't at least rub salt in the wounds. It is a terrible tragedy, but we also have to understand that we have to start calling it terrorism. Do you remember the last time we spoke when when the minorities were being targeted? I said one of the first things that we have to ensure is that as a society, as a community, as a political mainstream, we are unequivocal about the fact that there is no room for violence or terror, period. We should not intersperse that with any political statements. And we should stop calling these people who attack our police personnel, our security forces personnel, and our civilians and our non-local guests, we should stop calling them militants. This is not militancy. This is not insurgency. This is pure terror. And their intention and aim is to terrorize, first and foremost, the people of Kashmir, who they ironically espouse to fight for. And the primary victims and targets of this terror are the innocent people of Kashmir, are the local Kashmiri policemen. And I hope that with each passing day, that dawns on our society at a collective level, and that dawns on our polity, on our political leaders at a collective level, that let's do politics for governance and development, but let us not do ideological politics, which gives a smokescreen to violence, to mayhem, and to bloodshed.
I actually think, Junaid, if I read the subtext of Mehbooba Mufti's tweet today, I think she's actually cheering the terrorists. The ghastly thing is, Mehbooba Mufti gets provided security by these same people who are being killed by terrorists. But she seems to me to be almost cheering the terrorists on, because she says, Government of India's false narrative of normalcy in Kashmir today stands exposed. There has been no course correction. First line, terribly sad to hear two policemen are killed, and then almost cheering on the attack, using the attack as political vindication. Standing behind the shadow of a Hafiz Saeed, almost cheering on the attack, she says, almost exultant about the attack. She says, look here, the government of India has been proven to be wrong. So you're saying that Lashkar-e-Toiba has proven the government of India wrong by killing two policemen. How does that sound? How macabre does that sound? How opportunistic does that sound, Junaid?
It sounds insane, not just opportunist. I think it's unacceptable. If somebody were to ask her, Madam, was the police or the security forces never attacked in your tenure? Was that your failure as the chairperson of the Unified Command? In 2016, were more than 100 civilians, young boys, did they not lose their lives in law and order situations? History doesn't start when our former chief ministers want history to start. History, they have a baggage of history that they should be aware of before they talk about. And this is ghastly. You look at attacks, terror attacks around the world. Tell me which former premier of a state, which former head of a state or a territory would actually pick up fault with the government, the democratic government or the systems or the institutions of a country when terrorists attack that country. That is not the moment to score brownie points. You have to be unequivocal in the face of terrorist attacks. You can't analyze the failures. There is a thin line between analyzing what is happening and between justifying terror. And I agree with you. Statements like these somehow sound like tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
They're trying to sadistically, poke fun at the administration and say, see, the terrorists and the proponents of terror are leading to a failure.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking in that manner. I think she just doesn't mean anything. She doesn't mean those condolences at all. Junaid, thank you very much. I'd like to get in General Rakesh Sharma into the debate right now with Ahmad Ayaz. General Rakesh Sharma, increasing feeling here now that there has to be an all-out operation, underground, overground, something's not working, right? People have to be identified. Kashmiris are being killed, but people like Ahmad Ayaz will use this opportunity to take that Mehbooba Mufti line, Lashkar-e-Toiba has proven the government of India wrong. That's the kind of line even Ahmad Ayaz will take, won't you? Ahmad Ayaz, you want to start? You'll take that line. You take that Mehbooba Mufti line, right?
No, I will not take the line what any politician takes. I will have my individual and independent opinion. Being a person on the ground here in Kashmir, it's obligatory for me to say something very clearly and truly what I find and I say, because maybe that enables people to understand the situation. You see, Arnab, one thing is very clear: as long as militancy continues in the Kashmir, and these things are.
What is militancy? Call it terrorism. Don't use the word militancy.
You can't.
No. What is militancy? Militancy is a highly decorative, meaningless word. I call it terrorism. You call it terrorism. Call it terrorism.
You call it anything. That is not going to change the.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I want the right definition tonight. I want the right definition tonight. Essentially because 1 minute. This is the mistake. No, 1 minute. I want a correct definition tonight. Essentially because I find nothing militant about today's terrorist attack. It's not militant. It's terrorism. General Rakesh Sharma, can I draw you in? I find that same wishy-washy approach, even when Kashmiris are being killed on a daily basis. Same wishy-washy approach. Maybe Ahmad Ayaz is scared. Do you think he's scared? Maybe he's scared. Maybe they are afraid.
Yes.
But even in your fear, you'd rather not speak than speak this language of militancy. Yes. General Sharma.
Yeah.
General Sharma. No.
Terms may not matter. What matters is how to change
Arnab, I think you are absolutely right. You know, Pakistan is a rogue state and it is a deep state, and its obsession with the Kashmir is going to land up it in a deep shit state. Well, you see what you said. Post this incident today and many of the previous ones, the statements by the Kashmir political parties have been in the manner like trying to prove that the government of India, the policies have failed, that they have not been able to do anything. And I would only rate it, all those who say this are only few. And those few are Mehbooba Mufti, Farooq and all that, because they know that the carpet is being pulled under their feet. They are under the desperate act of remaining afloat. And that is how they sing the songs like this. And I think what the previous speaker said, it is a kind of trying to shy away from the reality and not trying to speak the truth. Because we know that this is terrorism, and this terrorism is damn well sponsored by our neighbor, and unequivocally, I would say, Pakistan. And every time it has been proved that it is Pakistan who's doing this. So where is the doubt? Where is the doubt? And in such
I call upon people like Sajjad Hussain Kargili to gather the courage to speak against Pakistan today. If you are not being able to gather the courage yet, Sajjad, see the pictures. See the blood dripping down the windows of the bus and gather the courage. See the blood-soaked interiors of the police bus. See the boots that are soaked in in blood, and gather the courage. And think about Ghulam Hassan. Think about Selection Grade Constable Safiq Ahmad, both residents of Kashmir from Ramban and Riyasi. Right? Think about them and see this picture today. Are you seeing this, Sajjad? Gather the courage. Speak against Pakistan. The Pakistanis are killing Kashmiris. Speak for Kashmiris. Sajjad Hussain, please do.
Arnab, first of all, I express my condolences to the bereaved families and those who injured in this attack, in this terror attack. Unfortunately, every day there is killing in Kashmir, be it a civilian or a policeman. But It is a matter
There he
of
starts.
just
He starts
limiting to
balancing it out.
messages.
There he
That
starts
the
balancing
people
out. He
from
doesn't have the
every
courage
nook
to
and
speak
corner
against Pakistan.
offer other than that nothing really happens on ground. What government was claiming after Article 370 and 35A.
What are you saying?
That the effective revocation.
No, one
of
second.
Article 370
I'll get Aarti to go in, please.
35A,
Or I'll get Captain Alok Bansal on the left. One
It
second.
would bring
One second.
peace.
Is this a debate on 370?
Where is
One
peace?
minute. Is this a debate on 370?
Where is
Aarti, you heard
peace?
that? If you don't have the courage to take on the terrorists, then don't change the nature of the debate on 370. Peace? Peace? Was this a peaceful event which happened today? You demand peace? You speak about peace? Peace?
What peace?
Who has disturbed the
What
peace?
peace government is
You are
talking
justifying
about?
the
Where
actions
is
on the
the peace?
terrorists when they've killed Kashmiris. Shame on you, Sajjad.
It cannot be
Shame on you for
organizing
justifying the
events in
terror
Dal
attack.
Lake.
Shame on you
It
for not
cannot
being able to
be
speak up
in
for the
organizing
Kashmiris.
Events in Dal Lake.
Why did you come on my show if you could not
It
speak
cannot
up for
be
Kashmiris today? Speak up for
Organizing
Kashmiris at
events
least
in Dal
today.
Lake. Where is
You
peace?
ought to be really embarrassed about your
What
position.
government was
Aarti
talking about
Tikku,
after
even today,
abrogation of
even
Article
today, not
370.
one word. Maybe they are scared, maybe they are held hostage. I want Aarti, but I'm proud of the way Junaid Mattu spoke today. And I think Sajjad should gather some courage after hearing Junaid Mattu. Aarti.
Arnab, the problem is not of the courage. The problem is the conflict entrepreneurship that has prevailed in Kashmir for the last 30 years or so. Everybody who is making an excuse today and not pinpointing fingers at Pakistan, not naming and shaming the culprit, is a part of the conflict industry in Kashmir. They are part of it. And they have thrived. They have built their political careers. They have built their empires. They have built all kinds of careers on this conflict, which has been going on for the last 30 years or so. They have killed their own brothers. They have killed their own fathers. They killed their own mothers because their blood, the blood of Kashmiri people, is the source of this industry. Second point is, whatever Junaid said is absolutely correct. And I must say this again, that Farooq Abdullah, Mehbooba Mufti, they are, in fact, the key players of the conflict industry. They have tried. They have been blackmailing India. You know, Junaid said something very interesting. He said, whenever Farooq Abdullah is in power, he says, nuke Pakistan. But when he's not in power, he says, you know, talk to Pakistan. The fact is that Farooq Abdullah and Mehbooba Mufti do that because that is the blackmailing tactic. That's what they were using for last 70 years to stay in power. So this, you know, sword, trying to hold this sword against India, against India's neck, it's no longer going to work because in 2019, on August 5th, 370 and 35 were basically thrown into the bin. Now, these people are still trying to remain relevant by fomenting violence, by almost, you know, their obfuscation, their excuses, their escape routes.
But at the same time, but at the same time, we've also, but at the same time, Aarti, we've given them too much importance. I mean, who's Farooq Abdullah? Who's Omar Abdullah? Who's Mehbooba Mufti? These are people who have been built up by Delhi. They are people who are called for meetings. They should not be called for meetings. And I in fact feel, Aarti, that these people who go out these condemnations and condolences today, they are carrying out a charade. They're a charade carrying bunch of hypocrites. And people like you, Muhammad Aqib Rensu Shah, need to speak up about them. Doesn't your blood boil?
They won't.
Within minutes. Within minutes of the terrorist attack, people like Mehbooba Mufti are effectively championing the terrorist cause.
The disgrace is the central government invited them just as Manmohan Singh had invited. Manmohan Singh had invited Yasin Malik, the murderer. You know. So it's a shame that the successive governments in the center.
I agree. They should not get any more patronage. Yes, please. Muhammad Aqib.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, Arnab, let me first start from it's time to act now, not to condemn. And Aarti ji is saying that they won't. She shouldn't be a diplomat and she shouldn't be a dual-faced. She came to my event. She covered event Aakhir Kab Tak. I had started along with my elected corporators and youths of Srinagar City and campaign Aakhir Kab Tak, which is directly against Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. I am not getting. See, Arnab, I want to question my brother from BJP over here. What are we waiting for? For what we are waiting? You know it's Pakistan behind the attacks. Everybody in country knows it's Pakistan behind the attacks.
Captain Alok
They are
Bansal.
behind the killing of Kashmiris. What are we waiting for? Why don't we attack directly? What are we waiting for? What are we watching for? We
Alok
Kashmiris are
Bansal.
getting killed. What are we waiting for? Are you
In
waiting
fact,
for
we have
UP
never had
elections?
any doubt
Are you
that
waiting for
Pakistan
UP
is
elections?
behind the attacks, and Pakistan specifically chooses such dates to launch this sort of terror attacks. Actually,
No,
today
what
when
are we waiting for?
we are
Directly
mourning
go and
the
attack
parliament attack, they
Pakistan.
have
What
again
are we
launched
waiting
this
for?
sort
We
of attack.
Kashmiris are
In
getting
fact, if you
killed.
look at
Every
dates
day
that
we see.
Pakistan chooses for such important
Every
events,
day we
15th
see
August when
graveyards.
Kabul
Every
fell.
day we
So
Okay,
these are
dead
dead
bodies.
incidents.
We are getting killed.
And I think this sort of an act of terrorism, I think, should be
I have with me,
unequivocally
I have with me,
condemned by
I have with me
everyone.
IGP Kashmir Zone, Inspector General Police Kashmir Zone. He's a very busy man today, so I'll take him live. Vijay Kumar is with me. Vijay Kumar, I can't see you there. Can you hear me? Yes, sir. Right in the middle of operations right now. Vijay Kumar, this is Arnab here. Can you hear me, sir? Mr. Vijay Kumar, can you tell us more about this attack? And was there enough security around, when this bus was attacked? When the terrorist attack happened on the police vehicle in Zewan, was there enough security? Were the police taken by surprise? Did they get a chance or time to respond at all?
आज इवनिंग में 6 बजे के आसपास जब पुलिस पर्सनल 25 पुलिस पर्सनल बस में ड्यूटी समाप्त के बाद अपने कैंप में जा रहा था, तो जेवन और खीरू रोड पर चूँकि अंधेरा था और आरोपी विड्रॉ हो चुकी थी, तो 3 टेररिस्ट आके अंधेरा का फ़ायदा लेते हुए अंधाधुंध फायरिंग शुरू कर दिया। हमारे लोगों ने जवाबी कार्रवाई किया, जिसमें एक टेररिस्ट को गोली लगा है और वहाँ से भागने में कामयाब हो गया। ब्लड स्पॉट दिख रहा है, उसको हम लोग ट्रैक कर रहे हैं। क्योंकि इस एरिया में वहाँ से लेकर पंथा चौक से लेकर आप देखें खुरू त्राल तक जैश मोमेंट का बराबर मोमेंट रहता है और बहुत सारे इनकाउंटर हुआ है। हम लोग लम्बू को ही मारे हैं और सारे करीब 6-7 जैश वाले को इस साल न्यूट्रलाइज की इस एक्सिस पर। तो हम लोग इसको ट्रैक कर रहे हैं, बहुत जल्दी इस टेररिस्ट को और इस ग्रुप को हम लोग साफ कर देंगे। और ये इसमें जैश मोहम्मद का पाकिस्तान का टेररिस्ट था, फॉरेन टेररिस्ट, और हम लोग का ऑलमोस्ट आइडेंटिफाई कर लिए, इसको न्यूट्रलाइज करेंगे हम लोग। और चूंकि जैश मोहम्मद का
आप कह रहे हैं 3 में से एक
जितने टॉप कमांडर थे वो साफ हो गए, न्यूट्रलाइज कर लिए। इससे बहुत सारा डेस्परेशन है, इसलिए इस टाइप का अटैक किया है। और जो आज भी हम लोग लेस करते हुए का 2 टेररिस्ट को न्यूट्रलाइज किए हैं, जिसमें एक पाकिस्तानी टेररिस्ट था, एक 2018 का लोकल टेररिस्ट है जो पाकिस्तान टेररिस्ट है। तो हम लोग का ऑपरेशन जारी रहेगा, इससे हम लोग कभी लेट डाउन नहीं होने देंगे और एक एक करके सारे टेररिस्ट को न्यूट्रलाइज करते चलेंगे।
विजय जी, सवाल यह है, आपने कहा ये 3 जो टेररिस्ट है जिन्होंने अटैक की, उनमें से एक फॉरेन टेररिस्ट है, एक पाकिस्तानी है। Vijay ji? No, I think we lost the line. We heard that out there. So one is a foreign terrorist out here, and he's also said here, very significant, Captain Bansal, he has said here that in another operation today also they've identified and neutralized a foreign terrorist. So there's a clear, open Pakistani hand and connection. And how ironical it is that at the same time, Mehbooba Mufti takes a Pakistani line today. Captain Alok Bansal, over to you.
See, there is no doubt that Jaish is a Pakistan's creation. Its leader lives in Pakistan. And as Mr. Vijay Kumar clearly said, that they have identified that these terrorists are from Jaish. And they have liquidated almost 7 of the top commanders of Jaish. And this is actually a retaliatory fire that they are doing. As far as Jaish is concerned, I think nobody in the globe has any doubts as to who controls it. It is controlled from Pakistan, and I think Pakistanis are controlling it. At this point of time, they probably feel emboldened because having captured Afghanistan, they feel they can actually divert their energies towards Jammu and Kashmir. And that's consequent. That's the reason why we are seeing a spurt of violence in Jammu and Kashmir. But our security forces are capable of dealing with this. And as Mr. Vijay Kumar said, that we will liquidate these terrorists who were involved in this particular attack within a short span of time. And if you actually go through the history, you'll find that all these terrorists who have indulged in this sort of attacks.
I would like to respond, Arnab. I would like to respond, Arnab.
No, before you respond, I want to go to SP Vaid. SP Vaid, former DGP Jammu and Kashmir. Mr. Vaid, 1 minute. You heard the IGP who was on the ground there, Mr. Vaid. 1 minute. I want to go to the former DGP, please. Mr. Vaid, you heard the former IGP there. He said the terrorists are getting desperate. He said they were responding because they are desperate, because there have been some successful eliminations of late. How do you read the initial observations of Vijay Singh, the use of the word desperation, and also the presence of Pakistani nationals among those who have been neutralized? Also, he said one of the people was Pakistan trained. So the police seem to be closing in on the few terrorists who remain quite closely. They seem to be closing in on them. How do you read Vijay Kumar's initial comments live today?
Arnab, I heard Vijay Kumar saying that 3 terrorists of Jaish were involved in this attack on armed police bus going to Zeban armed police complex. And one of them is a Pak trained, and out of the 3, 1 has been injured in retaliatory fire. And very soon he was very confident that we will be able to track them down. There is no doubt about Pakistan hand. Who knows? I think the whole world knows Jaish-e-Mohammed is controlled from where. And it is clear Pak hand, because they had repeated successes in this belt. There were a lot of encounters in this belt of Crew, Zevan, Pantha Chaugis, this complete belt. A lot of neutralization of Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists was successfully achieved by JNK police and security forces. That is why there is a desperation. They want to
I would like to respond,
attack. They want to attack, and that is why they have executed today's operation after having suffered casualty in today's operation elsewhere in the Kashmir Valley. This is a desperate attempt to counter the security forces, so that the intensity of operations on these Jaish-e-Mohammed and Ali Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists is reduced. So it is a desperate attempt on the part of terrorists. That is why you saw the ambush of today.
No, but Mr. Vaid,
Vijay Kumar is very confident.
Mr. Vaid, obviously these terrorists have some element of local support. No, they must have some element. There's some elements within who are assisting them, who are collaborating with them, overground groups. My view has been, Mr. Vaid, and you can tell me whether they're wrong, that we really need to go all out. There needs to be a period of time when there needs to be a massive all-out ground offensive. Pull back on this whole human rights lobby, don't respond to them. I think that's necessary. If we don't do that, there are dangers, aren't there?
Absolutely, Arnab. I have no doubt about it. And operations like this cannot happen without local support. You see, this area, Zevan to Pantha Chowk, is dominated by security forces. We have an armed police complex, J&K armed police, the CRP camp is there, the ITBP is there, BSF is there. Definitely somebody local, you have houses on both sides, escape routes and lanes by lanes. And it was, in Srinagar at 6 p.m. it is dark. And unfortunately, the ROP was only few minutes before that was closed. So taking advantage of absence of ROP and the darkness, they have attacked J&K police bus. I think without local support, such attacks cannot take place. Somebody has monitored the movement of J&K police. When does it go? When does it come back? And without local support, such attacks cannot happen. I think it is time for an all-out offensive against all such elements, not only the terrorists, people who support them. And everyone in Kashmir knows
that is the point.
Where from these terrorist attacks are taking place, and those who do not speak against Pakistan are enemies of people of Kashmir. Let me tell you, those who do not name and shame Pakistan are enemies of their own people. Ultimately, people of Kashmir are suffering. They are losing their people.
Absolutely.
Arnab, let me
Ahmad
respond to
Ayaz,
Mr.
see the pictures again and realize.
Ved and the
No. Ahmad Ayaz, traitors within
I
have to
just
be
want to make a
targeted.
point.
They also have to be picked up. No. There are traitors. There may be some traitors in Kashmir. You know, see the picture there. Look at the picture. One Kashmiri police officer is holding another who's fighting for his life. Another lays behind him. Are these policemen who fight every day to defend the soil any less Kashmiri than you, Ahmad Ayaz? Does the loss of their lives not matter for you and your human rights lobby? Or is that reserved? Are those privileges reserved for Burhan Wani?
Nobody disputes. Arnab, nobody disputes whether it's a Pakistan, you call it a Lashkar or somebody else. But the point is it's Kashmir who is on the receiving end. Point is that we never say that to defend someone that he is doing and he should not be, checked up. We never say that. But the point is that all the measures have been done so far for last.
No. 1 second. Your argument being. Your argument has no starting point. Your argument is Kashmiris are caught in the crossfire, right? That's your argument, right? It's the same ridiculous, stupid argument that has been made for the longest time. Oh, Kashmiris are caught between... No. Kashmiris are caught between security forces and terrorists. No, Kashmiris are not caught in a crossfire. Kashmiris are being killed by Pakistanis. Do you understand that? Don't. No, I'm not even going to listen to this argument. I'd like to bring Rakesh Sharma in. You are not caught in the crossfire. Some Pakistanis are killing Kashmiris. You are not caught in a crossfire. You're trying to balance the two. General Rakesh Sharma.
Okay, Arnab, you rightly said.
I don't say only crossfire. It is Kashmir as a whole who is on the receiving end. Then the point is, what are you doing to see that how Kashmir comes off it?
Okay. I am also a Kashmiri. I am a Jammu Kashmir. Please let me speak. See, Arnab, you rightly said, whenever there is an incident, I feel that there is a local political terrorism which emanates from there. When the response of the local political leaders like Mehbooba, Farooq and all that, when they support, they say that our people are dying, or like him saying that we are in the crossfire and we need to talk to Pakistan, I think this is our own local political terrorism which we are generating. Apart from what Pakistan is actually the main perpetrator of terrorism, the local terrorism. So we have to cut the roots of the terrorism, and that is possible two ways. One is the radicalization which is taking place, and the second one is the support which is taking place to this terrorism.
Okay, now Renzo Shah, I just want to show the pictures today. So 1 minute, sir. I want to get Mohammad Aqib Renzo Shah. Mohammad Aqib Renzo Shah today. Say Kashmiris are not caught in a crossfire. Say Kashmiris are being killed by Pakistanis. Just say it. I have Captain Alok Bansal. All of us will recognize you for your straightforwardness if you say that. No, don't take the wishy-washy.
I have said earlier. Yeah, it's Pakistan. I have said earlier. But what are we waiting for? What are Delhi waiting for? We are getting killed. We Kashmiris are getting killed. What are we waiting for? UP election.
What is Delhi waiting for? Has Delhi gone soft? 1 second. Alok Bansal, Captain Alok Bansal of the India Foundation. Has New Delhi gone soft in this whole last few months in this enthusiasm to include these groups, these political parties who are and will constantly be anti-national? Has New Delhi gone soft? And are people paying the price for that?
Arnab, that will be right to say Delhi has gone soft. Delhi has been moving in the right direction. The process of normalization is actually progressing Elections have to take place after delimitation. So government is dealing. Security agencies have been eliminating the terrorists in due course.
Some politics can wait. My view is different.
Do have a ramification.
No, my view is.
And after Afghanistan,
No, my view is. My view.
Resurgence of insurgency with terrorism.
I don't want to listen to
Pakistan has been.
No. My view is. My view, and I want to go to. I'll close with Aarti. I think elections can wait. Democratic representation at all levels, all that can wait. It's security first, Aarti. I think we are not being as focused as we should be.
But tell me how you are going to. How you are going to.
Elections are not an answer.
We are getting killed.
Elections are not an answer. Giving the army a free hand, police a free hand is the answer. Free hand. That's the answer.
Absolutely, Arnab. I totally agree with you. Elections should not be the priority. Life is more important than politics. So life should supersede everything else.
Of course, we are getting
And the
killed.
second thing,
We are losing our lives.
the second thing,
bloodshed.
the center has committed a few blunders, although they made a historic decision in 2019. But after that, some decisions were totally bad. For example, to give a platform to mainstream, so-called mainstream politicians like Farooq Abdullah and Mehbooba Mufti and the entire gang.
Also,
I think that was totally uncalled for.
And
And second thing is that there is no need for elections when your security is not in control. It's not in control. So somebody has to take a decision. What exactly do we need?
The policy?
Absolutely. Well, I think we still have, there are policemen on duty who've been targeted. We've been watching and doing nothing. We've been watching and not doing enough at all. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the terrorists, when they get an opportunity, do this. This bus was not bulletproof. The Jammu and Kashmir armed police, at that point of time, an armed police usually accompanies the policemen on their return from duty. A terrorist group has claimed responsibility for the attack, and that is the Lashkar-e-Toiba. There are high-level meetings. We got a live report from the IGP of the Kashmir region. We'll track the story very closely, but I'll close it there.